a LibDem candidate
Yeah.
for local elections, which are coming up, I'm guessing.
Yeah, same day as the mayor election, 2nd of May.
Same day, so you can vote for this chap as well at the same time as you vote for Nick. And it's basically been found out that he has a private OnlyFans account in which he poses I'm guessing in shorts or whatever.
It sounds like it's a gay fetish.
Gay fetish. Is he gay, this character?
I don't know, but it sounds like
he
a gay
certainly
fetish
presents
thing.
himself, so we understand he presents himself on a gay OnlyFans account, showing pictures of himself or doing videos of himself.
It seems to be more pictures from what I've heard.
Oh, was it? Yeah. Presumably he's quite muscular, isn't he?
That's what it's,
I haven't seen the pictures.
Yeah. The pictures was of his face, he didn't have anything.
Right, okay, no, it's fine. I don't have a problem if you had to do that. So, what's happened to him since this has been discovered?
So he's a Lib Dem.
Yes.
He's a Lib Dem candidate.
Which is already a massive disadvantage.
Yeah, and he's standing in Hale Barnes and Timperley for the Lib Dems. So Trafford, posh area as well. Hale Barnes and Timperley are quite posh. So Trafford again. Your after this podcast, your house price is tumbling.
I know. You've destroyed the gains my house has made in the past 5 years in one episode.
So the issue here is this was a private OnlyFans account, so you only get access to it if you pay. So you got to be a member, which is fine. None of this was publicly accessible, and he's done nothing wrong. Lib Dems are staying with him, saying, "Well, his private life's his private life, nothing to do with us." And if he becomes a councillor, he probably won't have time to carry on doing that, so it's not a problem. So they've stuck by him. The reason I raise this is because it's another example of, you use the word decorum, I use the word of morality. There is no shared morality anymore in our country. There's no more social norms. So it's perfectly acceptable for the third largest party, if we judge it by MP seats, national, the Lib Dems, to have a man who is selling sexually explicit photos on OnlyFans to stand for them as a local councillor. That wouldn't have been acceptable 30 years ago. Then the MP, what he did, has never been acceptable. How have we got to this stage? But again, as I'm saying this, there will be many people going, I've not got a problem with that, Nick. I have not got a problem with a potential councillor selling sexualised photos on the internet. Good for him, he's not hurting anybody. And he isn't hurting anybody, that's correct. But unless we have some sort of shared morality in the country, then anything goes.
Yeah.
Because you may think that's fine, and maybe it is fine, but what about the next person who wants to do something different? He wants sex with chickens. We eat chickens, we use their feathers for dress, and someone may have done experiments on chickens. So if we can do that to chickens, why can't we sleep with them? So somebody else may go, well, this is my morality. Then somebody else will go, well, I don't see why 11-year-olds can't consent to sex. We keep pushing the boundaries and boundaries and boundaries all the time. I don't know where the line is. I really don't know where the line is. That's for a national discussion. But we need to get some sort of common ground in the country about what we're willing to accept and what we're not, and what are the social norms. That doesn't mean what that man has done is illegal and should be illegal. It shouldn't be illegal. But I don't want the law involved with what that man's doing. But on the other hand, it doesn't mean I think it's perfectly normal and perfectly acceptable and I want him representing me as a councillor.
Yeah. And the people who have failed here for me are the Lib Dems, because actually what the Lib Dems should have said, I realise it's legal, you can do what you do in your private life, is your own matter. However, for the nature, to be a candidate for the Liberal Democrats, this is not appropriate. And we don't want you as a candidate. That's what they should have done. But they're as weak as everybody else, aren't they? They are the ones who will also accept this sort of stuff. They are the ones that are breaking down the barriers actively, as are all the other parties as well, and allowing it to happen. That's what's
promoting
happening.
Promoting it, making it normal and making it acceptable by them going, it's his private life, but they actually say we're sticking by him.
Yeah, and we talked about the Oscars. I'm sorry, I'm leaping out of Manchester. We talked about the Oscars and John Cena coming on naked, and again, this stuff is being allowed to happen. People aren't saying that's not appropriate. People are saying we're not and it's becoming more acceptable. But as you say, as one barrier tumbles, another barrier tumbles, and another, and another, and we reach the point where things start to happen that are unacceptable. And that's why that decorum, that's why that morality was there in the first place. It's the first defence against something far more horrible happening further down the line. It's not the most horrible thing to happen, so you stop it here, you dam it here, it doesn't wash over things down here, does it? But that dam has gone now, and it's rolling downhill, and things like this are happening, and things like this, because the two things are connected, aren't they?
Yeah, I think both.
William Ragg has been called stunning and brave.
Yes.
For those behaviours, this guy here, we haven't got his name here. He's called Muscle Mank One. Yeah. Has done something here, and he's been told by his party, that's fine, you privatise your own business.
Yeah, and we're sticking by him.
We're sticking by him.
Do you know what I've just realised I didn't say before? What they've got in common now, and what we're really discussing, but we've not said the word, is shame. Both those men feel no shame, and that's what keeps us from doing wrong, and that's what keeps us on the straight and narrow is shame. Internal shame and societal shame. So societal shame now is gone.
Yeah.
Jeremy Kyle's show, I write in one of my books, that was the beginning of the end of societal shame, when we started using failing people as entertainment. So we'd have, there'd be a show about, I don't know, a 17-year-old girl, I'm pregnant, I don't know if it's my boyfriend or my boyfriend's great granddad. I'm not sure which one's the father.
And then they bring them both in.
Yeah, and they end up fighting and da-da-da. And it was that sort of behaviour that other people who were shameful were going, my life must be okay because I'm not like that. Well, yeah, you're shameful as well, just not as bad as that.
Yeah.
Both these men should be feeling shame. Doesn't mean they should stop what they're doing. It doesn't mean what they did was illegal or they shouldn't do it. But they should have felt shame, as in, I don't want anyone to find out about this because it's shameful, but it's not anymore, and that's the problem.
You know something, maybe they both did feel shame, but they felt shame, but then next minute, Jeremy Hunt's saying, you don't need to feel shame. Next minute, the LibDems are saying, you don't need to feel shame. So, hang on a minute, I felt some shame, but actually I don't. So suddenly you get that shift again.
You get the validation.
The validation, you're validated. Yeah. Yeah. These behaviours are validated, and that's the problem, that we are now validating behaviours, and we go back to the drag queens with the dildos. Yeah. We're now validating behaviours that 10, 20 years ago people would have been regarded as shameful, and they would have been told they were shameful and to stop doing it.
And historically speaking, we've heard all these stories before. We've heard about Sodom and Gomorrah. We've heard about the fall of the Roman Empire, when we get this level of decency, and this is what we're heading to. We're heading for the collapse of Western civilization because there's no more social norms holding us all together. If you like that video, don't forget to subscribe to the channel, hit that notification bell and comment. And if you like what I'm saying about running for Mayor of Greater Manchester, then stick around, tell your family, tell your friends. The only way I'm going to have a chance of winning is a grassroots movement. So be part of that movement and hit that bell. Thanks.